BQoid has always been on the dark side when it comes to their products. And for the first time, and it's the Light Wings. Yes, they actually call their new fans with RGB lightings the Light Wings. And so instead of just looking at the fans itself, we have a thought that why not we just make a full build out of it and see how it actually looks like in an actual build. So let's get on with the build. So there you have it. Our build is finally done, and honestly, it's faster than expected, and the result turns out pretty well. Although the fans is not as bright as what I've imagined, but the brightness right here is actually decent. Compared to those ultra bright ones, I prefer this type of brightness more than anything else because it doesn't make me go blind. But anyway, when it comes to the overall lighting, I will say it's definitely not the prettiest or brightest around because we can still see some dim spot around the rings. You can see that on the up close later, right? Somewhere around here. And some users might get triggered or OCD when it comes to this kind of issues. Although it doesn't really affect anything else, it's just the visual part. Now, one thing I want to highlight right here for the light ring here is that compared to most of the fans with this kind of light ring design in the market I've seen so far, BQoid actually went with the full-size fan blades compared to those because like what we've seen from other brands, they actually have smaller fan blades, so it's not actually your 120mm fans if you really want to compare the size. So yeah, that's a good job from BQoid, I would say. And aside from the front rings, you can also see a thin line of LEDs at the back of the fan frame. So that's an added plus for people who want to see something from the fan, I guess. So for the light wings here, they actually have a daisy chain design, which means that you can actually connect, I don't know how many fans you can connect all together, but for 3 of them, that's pretty sufficient, I would say. And since BQoid actually get into ARGB designs for their product for quite some time now, yes, the pure base 500DX right here also come with that feature. And we actually get the fans and the case connected to the RGB headers on the motherboard right here, and it works. Though if you're using a pure base 500DX, you will have to hold down the toggle button at the front panel to switch to ARGB mode. And speaking of ARGB designs, yes, most of the major brands of motherboard, they will have their own software for all these RGB lightings. And for the Gigabyte motherboards we're using right here, we will have to use the RGB Fusion 2 software to control the lightings. So let's see what can we play around here. And if we look at the menu for the RGB Fusion 2.0, you have a list of lightings to choose from. But since some of the features can't really be shown in this video right now, I'll just briefly go through what can you do with all these lightings. So static, obviously, you can just pick one of your favorite color and live on with it. So let's see if we change it to blue, everything's gonna turn blue as it is. And pulsing, not really a fan because of lightings going bright and dark. So some of you might like it, but definitely not me. And for flash and double flash, it's pretty much the same. It's just some might like it, but I don't understand why you want a flashing machine sit right next to you. And for color cycle, yes, the usual RGB showcase that we've seen on most of the demo machines. So yes, this is less distracting than the flashing one. But if you're one of the guy like me who doesn't really like RGB, any RGB is the same. And for random, I have no idea what is going on. The lights just blink randomly in different order. Still, some of you might like it, but I'm not a fan of things blinking around me. And yeah, so that's pretty much all for the brief introduction on the RGB part. And let's get down to the fan itself. And because this is not really a direct performance test for the fans, we will only go through what the fan has and what kind of sound profile you can expect from it. So if we look at the specification of the fan itself on BeQuiet's website or behind the box, you can see that the fan can actually go up to 2500 RPMs when it's running at full speed. And because of what BeQuiet is famous for, the fan right here is actually running at higher speed. I don't know how loud it's gonna be in the microphone, but from my angle and distance here, the only thing I can hear is a very low hum, so it's not gonna bother me much. See? Now, aside from the quiet fan profile, I can actually feel a significant amount of air coming out from the fan itself when it's spinning at full speed too. And there you have it. This is our initial impression of the BeQuiet Light Wings. Honestly, I'm pretty sold with what the Light Wing can deliver, but it's always down to the price when it comes to picking the fan for your system. According to the MSRP price in Malaysia, the Light Wings will cost you 129 ringgit each, which is a bit on the higher side. So if you're one of those guys who are really into silent PCs and want RGB at the same time, this is probably one fan you can really look into, because seriously, you don't get much fan in the market that can really run at 2.5k RPM while still sound like it's spinning at what, 1005 or even lower. I do have the budget to spend on it. This is definitely one of the fans I will go through because I don't really want a system with roaring fans. So that's all we have to say for today. What do you guys think of the BeQuiet Light Wings? Will you invest in one or will you rather spend on something else? Do let us know in the comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.